Hey Tubesters, it's Arvin Song, and I am doing this, I believe it's called a tarot tag. It's definitely like a card deck tag. I'm doing tarot decks and oracle decks. It's called Show Your Backs, or hashtag Show Your Backs by Ravneet from Winds of Reflection. I'm going to be looking down here because I have like my notes of the questions and what name of deck I have, so that way I can pick up the right one for each prompt. And this is my office space because I came here to use the computer to do some assignments. So I wanted to take a little break before I get started and do this video so that way I can have it ready for y'all. So the first one, just grabbing the deck right here. Because I came to the office, because two of the decks are ones I leave at my office, where most of them are where I stay. I did bring some of the cards, but I didn't bring the whole deck. And especially with the what is it called? The tarot decks, I only got the ones of the Hermit, the Devil, and the Death card. And that's because for me, those are my make it or break it cards. So I wanted to show y'all my favorite cards from the deck, from the tarot decks, when showing you these backs. So the first one is, which deck back is the most gorgeous? And for me, that would be the Sacred Rose. The Sacred Rose Tarot. And I just think it's I don't even remember how I got this deck. So this is the Hermit card. I don't even know how I got this deck, to be honest. This is the Death card. They're very vibrant, but also very antique-like, almost like stained glass, with how much fine line detail work is on there, especially with the Devil card. But I love them. I love them so much. Really good read. The art, the colors make it a very light and bright deck, but the art makes it a very bold and dark deck at the same time. So it's really cool how it plays on that. And there's a lot of good shadowing on this. So that's that one. Number two, which would you turn into fabric or wallpaper? Now, there was another one, and I forgot to bring it, and I can't remember who it was, but it was going to be an honorable mention. And it might be a little bit of a cop-out, but I feel like the Oracle of Oddities, I don't think it's showing up so well on here. There we go. The Oracle of Oddities just has this natural shading and lighting and texture, almost like muslin or linen, and it's really, really beautiful. And I just feel like it would transfer perfectly as a fabric. You could even put it as a wallpaper, like fabric on your walls. And these are some of the blessed be. These are some of the cards. So this is Deception. We got Ego. The Goddess. God. Death. There's a lot of polarity with this deck. Life. And Rebirth. Spirit. Divinity. They have the elements, so I just got the Earth one. I just pulled that one out because I think it's my favorite element card. Embrace. Release. But then they have very meaningful cards, like this one, like Uncover, like digging deep into your heart and finding something. But they also have chakra cards, like this is the Dharma card, but they have individual chakras cards as well. And each depiction shows a skeleton, and they have, the chakras aren't depicted the same way as they are on here, and they're in the placement like they are on here though, so it's really, really beautiful. You can do spell work with this deck if you really wanted to. You could set up an altar, like a temporary altar with these cards. There's a lot that you can do with this. So, but yeah, that answers that prompt. Number 3, which feels the most magical or mysterious? And this one was a little difficult. Oh wait, no, sorry. This one was an immediate. I'm thinking of a next prompt. But that would be the Earth Magic Oracle. It just looks like you're about to go to the World Tree. So, we got the Eagle, and those who are in Red Thread Academy will know why I picked that card. We got the Ocean. This is also very significant to me because of the same thing. Mountain, very significant to me from my trial that I went on and my coronation. Full Moon is coming up soon. They have also the New Moon card. They have a Green Man, as well as a Gaia card. I had to throw in the Forest, Iron Forest song for a reason. Beautiful ancestral cards. So we got ancestral trauma tied in with karma, and then the ancestors tied in with generations. Got the Cave for sanctuary. There is a somewhat diverse human representation, but there's very minimal people in this deck. And this is the back of the card. So it's a tree for grounding. Summer solstice just passed, but they also have the equinoxes and the other winter solstice in here. And then I love this one, the clouds for shape-shifting. This deck is really easy to read. I would say this is probably the easiest, and I would highly recommend this for every beginner. It was so easy for me to read, either because the artwork was so easily conveying the message that the artist wanted, or maybe I was just really tuned in with the cards. I'm not really sure. Sorry. But it was getting to the, actually it was always, every time I was reading it, and then I would look to the guidebook to see if there was extra symbolism or something specific that the artist wanted to convey that I might have not got intuitively. And it was pretty much, I was pretty much always intuitively reading these cards, and it would be like a paraphrasing of what was in the book. So I eventually just threw the book away because it's like there was no point in keeping it. It wasn't giving any more information that I wasn't already getting from the cards. So really good deck. Which would you print on a journal or tote? This was a very easy answer for me because when I was getting this deck, I actually was trying to find the image that's on the back on a journal. Didn't find it, unfortunately, and it's also why I took so long to do this video, because I was waiting on this deck to come in so that way I could do the tag. And that is this Spiral Tarot. So this is the first edition from 1997. It came with the book. So this is the Hermit card. We have a female depicting Hermit, and I just love these so much. We have the Death card, and then we have the Devil card. A very unique depiction of the devil. I really love these. These would also be really good beginner cards, especially if you're trying to like learn the depth of symbolism of reading the cards, because you get astrological symbols, you get, let's find a good depiction. They're not very well depicted on here, but if you look closely, you will see right here is the Tree of Life. It's on all of the trump cards. I believe it's just the trump cards. And if you get the guidebook, it tells you which path is being walked on, if you will, based on the trump card. And then you also get your element signs. This one doesn't have one, but then you also get planetary symbols and the Hebrew letter that's associated with it, and zodiac sign. Same on here. So the death card doesn't have one. Oh yes, it does. I thought so. Yes, it's tied to Scorpio, element of water, and I think it's Gimel. I can't remember my Hebrew letters, but yeah, this is really cool deck. I know a lot of people kind of don't like the borders. I don't know. I feel like the borders maybe not necessarily complement the imagery, but in their contrasting make it almost look like you're going into a portal. So I think it's really good. It's almost like you're going through a portal, a gateway into the symbolism of the card. And I really love the backs. I did think that they were going to be a little bit more gilded, but I had to remember that this is a 1997 printing. I don't think they were ever doing as much gilding back in the day. And I just thought that because they were, when it was described, they said it was gold spiral. So, but yeah, really love this deck. Anyone that's with the RTA knows why I got this in, as one of my divination methods. So next prompt is, which gives you instant calm just looking at it. Now this one was a tie between the one I chose for the prompt and the next one for the next prompt. But when I realized what the next prompt was, the other deck was a perfect match. So that would be the Angel Prayer Oracle by Kyle Gray. I believe this is also a first edition. They've definitely made new versions of it. Not a big fan of it. Love the depiction of Archangel Michael. And it comes with a little a gratitude prayer type of statement, who is being depicted on the card, and like a declarative statement above that. And then you get your imagery. This is the first deck I ever bought, so it's quite raggedy. I actually don't even really use this anymore. I haven't used it for about maybe 2-3 years. I used to use this all the time for my weekly forecast, and for a while I was using it for my annual readings to read for the months. But I've just kind of slowly been disconnected from the deck, if that's something. So I'm just going to show you some of the cards here. This is a very, like, what would be considered an eclectic deck, and some might consider it somewhat problematic, somewhat appropriative. I feel like it's done tastefully, but there is a lot of, like, you have Catholicism here as the Divine Mother, but then you have Hinduism as the Divine Father card. So take with it from a grain of salt, if you will. One of my favorites, love the Phoenix tattoo on it. It very much gives me like angelic vibes mixed with Dauntless from Divergent. I really love this because they also have things like move your body, so they encourage you to be, you know, physical, which is something that can be neglected in the spiritual community. You can get so caught up in like journaling, and reading, in meditation, all these things that are very, you know, sedentary. I mean, yes, there is, you know, walking meditations and stuff like that, but the vast majority of these practices and studies can lead to a sedentary life. So it's good that they include a card like that. Connects with music. And then this is another potentially problematic card, Spirit Animal. I feel like, again, it's done tastefully. It's brought some cultural reference in here. But again, take from it what you will. And next one is Witch. Looks like it could be a portal to another world. And to me, that was the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. In fact, you could get this as a journal. I've bought this deck and the journal that has this image on it for someone else. The background is actually the number 17, the inner knowing. This one also has chakra depictions. I won't say it's completely culturally accurate. I feel like it's more respectful, artistic, and modern depictions of Lord Ganesha, though some of the cards do. I think one card shows him with multiple heads, and there are some that show him with multiple arms. But they don't use like the Sanskrit names. I love this one because it basically is like a subtle nod to body positivity by zooming in on the belly, and this is 39 for acceptance. Another chakra card. And then this one's really that. I love how it's healing with the peacock. It's a very meaningful symbol for me in regards to my Roma heritage. But I love that. I haven't been recently because I'm moving, but I do have a soft Ganesha practice. I hope on delving a little deeper into it and reviving it once I get settled in where I plan on moving. But yeah, I got that to work with Lord Ganesha. Yeah, we can talk more about that on a different day. Number 7, if you had to gift one based on only the backs, and that would be the Animism Tarot. So this is the Hermit card. I got this deck years ago from a Facebook live sale, and I saw the pictures on the live sale on the video, right, in the live feed, and I loved it, and so I supported this person and bought the deck. And then I looked through it because I wanted an animal based deck, and I just couldn't connect with the deck. So this is not only one that meets the prompt, but is actually one that I am trying to rehome. If I had to pick someone, I'm going to also pick them as a tag for doing this, what am I trying to say? Tagging them in doing this video, in doing this prompt, and that is Starlight from the Wild Witch. I feel like she would really enjoy this deck. I know how much she loves animals. I feel like she would really appreciate it. She isn't afraid of like animal parts or bones or anything like that. It does show some of that in here. I think it even shows in one of the sword cards, I think it shows like an actual dead animal, if I remember correctly. Can't even remember. Yeah, the 3 of Swords. Which kind of makes sense because, you know, the swords are traditionally shown in the heart. Excuse me. I don't remember if it came with a box or not. I did not keep the box. I can't remember. If it did come with a box, I either got rid of it or maybe it was falling apart. Like I said, I can't quite remember. But yeah, Starlight, if you are interested in getting this deck, feel free to reach out and I will ship it to you. Because I'm not going to use it. I don't connect with it, and and I don't want to really change it into like an art deck or a modified deck or anything like that. I just don't feel it's necessary. I think it's really beautiful as is, but it just... Sorry, I'm trying to put these cards in here. But it's just, I don't resonate with it. It's not, I don't see myself reading with it. So yeah, but the Animism Tarot is the one that I would give away. And it's beautiful. I love that sun and moon duality with the rooster and the white hair. Beautiful, but I just don't connect with it. So, which surprised you the most in a good way? And that would be the Practical Magic Tarot. This is another deck that, or I always want to call it a tarot deck. It's an oracle deck. The Practical Magic Oracle. I bought this strictly because of the title. The Practical Magic, I feel, is the best depiction of the craft. I feel it's the most accurate. I feel like it's the most respectful. They really don't... It doesn't have a lot of, or any Christian nods. I feel like it's more folk magic based even. It's definitely ancestral practice. And it has good messages of, you know, accepting yourself, being true to yourself, and embracing your family lineage and tradition. So, I was really surprised by this deck because a lot of movie decks, I don't know, they don't usually hit it. Like, I think there was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch one. I think there was a Charmed one, and I didn't vibe with those. I did buy a Nightmare Before Christmas deck. That is a tarot, and that is a prime example. Very disheartening. It did not read well. The art is beautiful, both on this deck and that one, but it just doesn't read well for me. And so I am altering it to make it like bookmarks and to use it as like little art cards for some of my grimoire pages and stuff like that. But it doesn't read well, but this does. And I actually will read this with my Sacred Rose Tarot. I love to do Oracle Tarot matches, or not matches, but I'll just pair them. And I don't think it necessarily image-wise connects or matches, but they do read well together. So, the Practical Magic, this was a second edition. Oh, I forgot to show you, it has, hold on. It has oil slick gilding. I don't think it's gonna show up, but it's like that black iridescent purple, green, blue, like oil slick, crude oil spill type of show. Really cool, unique. I think they had plain and maybe silver or something like that. And I was like, no, I have to get the oil slick one. And then the next one, which feels most like you? Without a doubt, very easy for me, is the Animism Tarot. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be showing the backs. This one, I just love it so much. This is the Hermit card. And you're probably like, wait a minute, how do they have different cards? This is one of like 14 death cards. Another death card. I love this deck so much. Oh, sorry, that's the another death card. I got the art print for this as well. So these death cards that I'm showing you are part of the major arcana. And it's just so beautiful. It's basically like a compilation of like one or more cards from a multitude of decks. This one has like, I think like 150, 178 cards or something like that. it's definitely well over 100 cards, and it's just insane. I love it. I feel like this best represents me because with all its diversity and diverse art styles, from differing decks and everything, I feel like this would read perfectly for anyone, because I'm just going to take a break to talk about it. Because people are individuals, and like individuality is a microcosm to diversity being a macrocosm. So I just feel like it's just a great representation of humanity as a whole, and it's a collection. You know, it's kind of told as being the Aliman has stolen some of these cards. Oh, sorry, these were devil depictions, if you couldn't tell. Also part, so all of these right now that I just showed you were part of the Great Arcana. These next ones are technically Greater Arcana cards, but they were brought into this deck as and referred to as the Lost cards. So there's a whole bunch. So you have Greater Arcana, Lesser Arcana, Major, Minor, however you want to call it. Then there's the Aliman Tarot, or the Aliman Arcana, I think is what it's called. And then there's Aliman, or the Lost cards. So there's like a shit ton of cards. This one's called The Devil with Snakes for Dicks. Another death card. So I just feel like anyone and everyone could like really love this deck. It's definitely one that you can't learn. You have to read the guidebook, because I personally feel like there's a lot of personal meaning from the Aliman, or the artist, the compiler, with the meanings of the cards, because they don't always read like traditional Rider-Waite. One could argue that this is even its own card system, because it doesn't always read the same, because it takes the artwork as an additional way of reading the cards. Like, for example, the differing death cards are brought in there to bring in different ways of reading the death cards. So I didn't bring the book, but like, they don't all mean transition, blah blah blah, like that. Like, they bring the imagery to add an extra layer of meaning for a specific type of death expression within the card. It's just mind-blowing. It's honestly one of my favorite texts. And then the last one is, which deserves more love and attention? And that would be the Sabbath? Yeah, the Sabbath Tarot. This is very much a trad witch type of deck. It's made by a gay man, in a throuple, who's a magical practitioner. It's got like red gilting on it. I only have these few cards. This one also has multiple devil depictions. It has 3 of them. I'll show you in a second. There is nudity in this deck, and there is female representation, but it's few. It's like with the Queen cards, with the High Priestess, the Empress, the Lovers, and with the Devil card, like with one of the Devil cards. I think there might be like another 1 or 2, and there's a lot of renaming of cards. So take that in mind and take it to mean what it does for you. But this is the Hermit card. It's called the Wanderer. This is also first edition, so it's going to be a little darker than the second edition. Love this. This is the Death card. This is another female depicting card. What I will say is that besides the Lovers and one of the Devil cards, this is one of them. This is the Lucifer. Again, these differing depictions read differently. This is a more traditional Devil card. It has male and female in it. And then we have a Satan card. So this is definitely not for the faint of heart. This is not for people with Christian trauma, or people who are love and light based, or squeamish to dark imagery or nudity or things like that. What I will say is that when it comes to the female depictions, they are modest in her nether regions, but they will usually show her breasts. Whereas when it's the men, it's fully revealed, as you saw with some of the cards. So, that is my take on the hashtag show us your backs. I hope you enjoyed the decks. Let me know if any of them were ones you've never heard of before. And Starlight, I tag you just as a reminder to do this tag. If you're watching this, please do it and let me know you do it. Anyone else, you're free to do this tag as well. And Starlight, also, if you're interested in this deck, just reach out to me and I'll send it to you. Don't even worry about it. Just let me know. If she is not, I'll go on my community tab and let y'all know. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you periodically check the community tab. And I will say, hey, it's still up for grabs. She didn't want it. And then first come, first serve. Whoever comments in there will be the one that I send it to. And just reach out. I'll say, okay, reach out on IG. I'll give you my IG, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, thank you so much, Ravneet, for creating this tag. I really enjoyed it. I don't usually get to do these tags because I only have about 30 decks, maybe a little less, actually. So I don't usually have enough that are able to meet all the prompt requirements, but I really enjoyed being able to do this one. I hope y'all enjoyed not only the backs, but me showing you a little bit of the decks. And I think that's it. So as always, thank you for watching. Abundant and eternal blessings.